welcome back to my channel. In 2024, I read a total of 84 incredible books. Now, to be honest, 2024 wasn't my best reading year, but it wasn't the worst either. And today, I'm really excited to share my top 10 books of 2024. These books were the books that stayed with me long after I put them down. These are books that I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and they brought me so much joy into my life because, oh my God, 2024, woo. it wasn't all fun and games. So, but whether you're an avid reader or you're looking for something new to dive into, I have some incredible titles that you don't want to miss. So make sure to get your coffee, your drink, whatever that is, get cozy, and let's get started. But wait, if you like discovering new amazing stories, you like recommendations, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. Before I begin sharing my top 10 books with you, I just wanted to let you know that the only two rules that I had to pick in my top 10 is that it would not be a repeat book from a series. The author can be on the list multiple times, but it cannot be from the same series. And also no rereads because it doesn't count. So anyway, so let's just get started. Starting at number 10 is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. And the story follows Tao. She's a teller of fortunes. She likes to keep it small because of an experience that she had in the past. Traveling alone with her mule, her life changes when a thief, a mercenary, and a baker join her in a search of a lost girl. Really cute story. And we also have a magical cat. I don't want to say too much, but things starts happening and her life starts changing, and this is a cozy and heartwarming fantasy that is perfect if you love legends and lattes, the spell shop. Also can spell treason without T. If you like those kind of story, you definitely will enjoy this one. I really loved it, and the first thing that caught my attention was the book cover, and it didn't disappoint. I read it around Christmas time, and it was perfect, the perfect timing for it. So this is number 10. Now, coming at number 9 is The City in Glass by Nhi Vo. This is my first book by the author, and I can tell you it would not be the last. I adore this book so much. It is a short novella, but oh my God, this follows a demon. She has built a city for herself, and she loves the people there, even though she's a demon. It's a very complex story about this demon. And then one day the angels come and destroy her city, and she was devastated. When that happened, she captures the angel, and then the story picks up from there. And the relationship between her and the angel, it was so complicated, but I adore this book so much. I don't want to say too much. I'm afraid that it's just going to spoil it for you guys. I'm telling you, I have another book from this author that is coming out, I believe, in April, and I cannot wait to talk about that book as well. This was a new release in 2024, and I am so glad that I was able to get my hands on, because this story explores grief, love, and it was so amazing. It just really captured my heart, my attention, and like I said, it won't be the last book that I read from this author. So The City in Glass by Nhi Vo, the winner. Oh my God, I adore. I couldn't stop thinking about this book long after. It's just a short novella, but oh my God, I just hope that one day we get some of the story of some of the characters that we see in these books, because this story is to be told. Seriously. Coming at number 8 is The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. As you can see, I tapped the heck out of this book. This is a very cozy fantasy book that I adore. So we follow Keela. She's a librarian. Also Cass, that is the sentient spider plant. Let me tell you, Cass really stole the show. But the story is about a librarian. Something was happening in her town. I don't want to say too much. Something was happening, and she takes some spell books and runs out of the city, and she finds this island where she goes, and she befriends the people. They were just all amazing. We have a little bit of romance. We have some mythical creatures in here, and it was just perfect. The friendship, everything that happens. I just could not put this book down, and I just tapped and wrote every page in this book. And yeah, so if you like cozy fantasy, this is the book for you. I completely adore it, and I believe we're gonna get a sequel. Not sure about that 100%, but I know there's another book coming out, but I'm not sure if it's a continuation of the spell shop, but I completely adore this book and highly, highly recommend it. Now, coming at number 7, we have A Sorceress Comes to Call by Ticken Fisher. I adore Ticken Fisher. This is the Alcray Special Edition. It is a gorgeous. Let me just show you. So this is a retelling, some type of retelling of The Girl and the Goose. I haven't read the original story by the Grimm brothers, I believe it is, but I did read another retelling by Melanie Dickerson and I really enjoyed it. But this one is really, really dark. So the story is about Cordelia. She's a young girl and her mother is a evil sorceress. One day she decides that she's gonna leave town, but not before she did something awful. I'm not gonna say too much, I don't want to spoil it. But she ended up finding this esquire and she wants to make him fall in love with her so that she can get her money. So Cordelia and her mother moved to the esquire's home. There we meet Hester, the sister of the esquire that Cordelia's mother wants to marry, and we also meet some side characters. But oh my god, this was dark. And then Hester, the esquire's sister, wants to figure out what is going on with Cordelia and her mother. And then she later figured out that Cordelia is being controlled and mistreated by her mother. It was so sad, but I really adored this story. And the friendship with Cordelia and Hester, it was just amazing. And then there's a little bit of, not romance, I cannot say that romance, but there was a backstory between Hester and one of the side characters and this death, and it was just amazing. Amazing. So of course this book had to make my top 10. And coming at number six, yes, number six is The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. Oh my god, I really love this story. It has to do with time travel and magical realism. It really captured me. I didn't think that I was gonna love this story. So it's not a linear story. So if you're looking for a straight story, you're not gonna find it here. It is a time travel. So we follow June Farrow. The woman in the family has been cursed for many generations and she's trying to break the curse. So she does the time travel to trying to figure out and break the curse. And there's a little bit of love story and I really adore it. There was a point where I got a little annoyed, but seriously, no big deal because the end I ended up loving this story so much and the things that happened I wasn't expecting it to happen. I love this book so much. I couldn't stop thinking about it long after I put it down. I believe this is my first book from Adrienne Young, even though I have other YA books by Adrienne Young, other books that I haven't read. And when I read this, I was like, what am I doing with my life? Why haven't I read Adrienne Young before? So if you're looking for a time travel magical realism, this is the book for you. Now we're gonna go into the top 5. But before we do, if you like discovering new stories, if you like recommendations, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, with that said, let's jump into the number 5, and that is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book in the Letters of Enchantments. I really hope we get a spin-off because let me tell you, Tobias and Addie, goals, okay? I love those side characters. But anyways, this one takes place, I believe, a year after the events of Divine Rivals, which it was one of my favorite books of 2023. I have to say, I adore. I cried during that book. Now, this one was a little bit different because we didn't get a lot of time with Iris and Roman. They were separated a long period of time, but they still communicated through letters and stuff like that. Not as much as first book, but I think this was a great ending to the story and the duology, and I adore it. And like I said, we don't get a lot of time with Roman and Iris together. They are far removed from the war, but there's still a war going on. And Dakar, the god, I don't know how to say that. I kind of liked him, but I hated him too. So I mean, this book was just the perfect ending to a duology. Like I said before, I hope we get a spin-off because I would love to know what happened to Iris and Roman. And it was just I just love the story so much. And also Tobias and Addie. I would love to get more of that story. Also, there was part that was, I mean, Divine Rivals was sad, but this one was also, there was a part towards the end because of the war. I was just like, oh my god, I'm crying. I'm crying again. She did it again. So yeah, definitely 5-star reads for me. I absolutely adore this duology, and I mean, I'm just gonna keep asking and wishing for a spin-off story because it was worth the time. This is really a treat. So yeah, coming at number 5, Rule Bows. Now, coming at number 4 is a book that lives rent free in my head, and I just don't know why. The reason why, because it's not like, oh my god, it's the best writing ever. It is good writing. I mean, I adore this book. And coming at number 4 is The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door by H.G. Parry. This is my second book by this author. I still gotta read The Magician's Daughter. I think that's the title. But anyways, I love her writing. It's very eerie and atmospheric. All the two books that I have read, I have adored. So this was no different. I knew I was going to enjoy the read, but I didn't know I was going to love it, and it was going to be living rent free in my head. So the story takes place in the 1920s during World War I, and we follow Clover. She enters a magical academy even though she doesn't have any magical blood, because in order to enter this academy you have to have magical blood, which is mostly like rich people. There she befriends some students, and then she realizes that they all want the same thing. So they start experimenting. By doing these experiments, they break some fairy seals that were put in place many years ago. Once they break the seals and they graduate, they go their separate ways. And in order to make things right, Clover decides that she wants to reunite with her friends to put things right. So there's so many things that go wrong and so many twists and turns. It's like every chapter had a twist and a turn, and I was just like, oh my god. So if you like eerie, dark, atmospheric, dark academia, if you like Harry Potter, if you like Discovery of Witches, this is the book for you. This is such a treat, and I cannot wait to get my hands on another book by this author. And definitely, I will be reading this book again. I tried tabbing it, but I just couldn't put the book down. But I made some notes, so I'm gonna go back and make some notes because I really, really adore this book, and I'm still thinking about it till this day. Okay, I read it last year, sometime like in November or something like that, and I still cannot get it off my head. Like, this story was so good, and I absolutely adore it. And there was some parts in the story, it gets a little slow, and I'm like, okay, come on. But oh my god, like I said, every chapter it was like a twist and a turn, and I was just like, oh my god, I absolutely adore it. And also we have witches flying on brooms, so hello, amazing. I don't know what else to say. So coming at number 3 is The Well of Ascension. This is book 2 in the original Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I already love this book. Oh my god. I'm reading the Ages of Hero right now, and I'm absolutely loving it, okay? I'm not gonna say much. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm loving it. I haven't finished yet, but I'm on it. The Well of Ascension picks up a year after the events of the Final Empire, and the story focuses in the siege of Luthadel. That's how you say it, Luthadel? So Vin, Ellen, and the Allies must fend off external threats while navigating all the political chaos that is happening around them. The book is really slow paced and it's full of intense political intrigue, and I absolutely love it. It kept me hooked. I just couldn't put it down. I know a lot of people don't like this book. I'm not really sure why, because I actually love it. It made my number 3. So before we dive into the top 2 favorite books of 2024, let me know in the comments which were your favorite books of 2024, or if you have anything that you have read so far in this year in 2025 that you think will make your 2025 top favorite. Oh, sorry guys, I had to change my battery. My battery died, so I don't know. I hope I didn't change anything. Okay, so coming at number 2 is Howling Dark by Christopher Rocchio. This is the second book in the Sun Eater saga, and oh my god, I'm loving this series so much. So in the first book, we follow Hadrian Marlowe. In The Empire of Silence, which is the first book, he tells the story how he became a controversial figure. And stranded in a different planet, he becomes a gladiator, and he gets involved in some political intrigue. And known for destroying a whole alien race and a sun, he's known for being a hero and also a villain. And here, year has passed and we have a different situation here. And we meet some different creatures. I'm trying to be very vague. I don't want to spoil it. And we meet some creatures that used to be human but are no longer human. There were like some weird things that I was reading, but I still love and enjoyed this book. We have so many interesting side characters. The scenes, some of the scenes in this book, top notch. Oh my god, I cannot believe that it took me so long to pick up this book and it does not disappoint. So yeah, I was so immersed in this reading. I just couldn't put this book down and I cannot wait. Scheduled to read Demon in White this month in the month of January when I'm filming this video. I don't know when this video is gonna go up, but that is scheduled for my TBR in January. So fingers crossed that I can get to it because I have other books plus work and life. And but I really enjoyed, and like I said, some of the scenes here is just so good. And then like half mortal, I mean, it was so good, everything that happened. Oh my god, I don't want to say too much, but hopefully once I complete the series I can do a full video regarding the series and how I felt about it, and if you're interested, so let me know in the comments. Yeah, so Howling Dark coming at number 2. And now it is time for the number 1 book of 2024. I'm sorry, I just couldn't pick one book. You excuse me, but I picked 4 books. I'm gonna start with I'm gonna leave the small one for last. So first book is The Lightship Trader by Robin Hobb. I am including the whole entire trilogy because I make the rules, so I say what goes and doesn't go. So I really, really adore this book. We follow a Bingtown family of traders. They very simple people, they traders, and we go into this journey with them and things that are happening in the town. Also the things that are within the family because the main figure in the family is dying. After first reading the Farseer trilogy, I didn't think I would love the rest of the books in the realm of the Otherlings, but I was so wrong because I absolutely love this trilogy from beginning to end. The book started with having my favorite characters. By the time I got to book 3, my favorite characters were no longer my favorite characters. Even though I enjoy everything, I absolutely love everything that happened, and there's so much happening. I don't want to say too much because I have 7 more books to go in the realm of the early. My wish is to finish it this year. My wish was to finish it last year, but in 2024, it didn't happen. But I will make it happen this year so I can post a video talking about all the books in the realm of the Edelins by Robin Hobb. I cannot say that. I don't understand why. But I absolutely love it. I just finished reading the second book in the Townie Men series. It's good, but not as good as this one. But I can tell you that the Farseer trilogy and the Lightship Trader so far top notch in the realm of the Otherlings. So, and also I have to say that in the Townieman series, we do see some of the characters from Bingtown, and I was so excited because I would give anything to read these books again, which I will do in 2026. Once I finish the whole 16 books in the series, I will go back in 2026 and reread everything because knowing what I know now, the experience of reading the books for the first time all over again is going to be amazing. So number one of my top 10 is the Lightship Trader trilogy by Robin Hobb. So another book in the realm of the Otherlings that made it to my top first is The Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince. I absolutely love these short stories. It is a bind up of 2 novellas, and I absolutely love it. We also get a little bit of artwork, which I wasn't expecting, even though it's black and white. So in the first story, we have the Willful Princess. We follow Felicity and Princess Cochin Farseer, and we see them from being children to growing up to be who they wanted to be against their parents' wishes. In the second book, The Bible Prince, we followed their children and their story, which it was really, really sad. It was the saddest. If I thought the first one was sad, then this one was even sadder, and I absolutely love this book. And my recommendation to read this novella is right after The Life Shift Trader, because this story is mentioned so many times in The Golden Fool that I actually had to put the book down, order this book, and read it. I have no intentions of reading the novellas, but because I didn't know the backstory of the Bible Prince and the Bible and the Farseer line, you get some answers here. Even though the story is mentioned in the Farseer trilogy, I still think that reading this is essential before you continue on to the Townie Men series. That's my recommendation. You can read it at any time. You can read it before the Farseer, after the Farseer, after the, or like I said, right before you go into the Townie Men, because it just makes sense. I don't know what else to say other than if you haven't read The Realm of the Elderlings, just pick it up. I know the books are a bit slow paced, but the characters, oh my god, that's all I'm in for. The characters, the characters. The writing is amazing. So yes. Also, while you're here, if you want to know more about the series that I was planning to read in 2024, make sure to check out this video here. Thank you so much for watching, and happy reading.